Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 11 preview between the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Patriots.
Offensively, this is a game where the Patriots can utilize a speed and spread type of approach. The Panthers are physical defense, so the goal for New England will be to test that perimeter defense to see if they can consistently make plays in space. As far as the running game is concerned, you want to keep it quick and influence-based type of runs, like your crack toss, your quick trap, your sprint draws. Those type of plays, in my opinion, can have a lot of success this week versus Carolina. Defensively, you have to protect the perimeter in a running game versus Carolina. They are a power running team, but their version is more of the off-tackle variety. So you want to force them to play in the box, and you can have some success. Now, when the secondary staying alert and having active hands are key. A lot of Cam Newton's misses are high, so there are opportunities for interceptions, and he throws a lot of fastballs, which tend to come out flatline. So that could lead to tip passes, which is why you have to be both alert and active versus the Panthers passing game. And a play doesn't care who makes it, it just has to be made. So that's what they have to focus on this week versus Carolina. Now let's move over to Carolina in this ball game, and efficient execution is the name of the game for the Panthers. They were able to move the football last week versus San Francisco, but the little things ended drives like drop passes, missed assignments in protection, passes where the accuracy was off. Those are the things they must clean up this week versus New England. Now, they should have success running the football versus the Patriots, but if they're going to win, consistency in the passing game is needed. Defensively, the Panthers know coming into this ball game that they have to get to Tom Brady. The benefit they have going into this matchup is their ability to apply pressure without blitzing, and that's key versus New England because that allows you one extra guy in coverage, which is what you need to effectively defend the Patriots passing game. It should be a situation where the Panthers will play the run all the way to the quarterback because of their solid defensive front, and that way it'll force Tom Brady to throw into 7 and 8 guys dropping back in coverage.
The New England Patriots will have to get pressure on Cam Newton this week in order to have success. I'm going to show you how they can apply pressure with their front four while still dropping back in cover 2 coverage. So let me show you what we talk about. We're going to run a delayed twist stunt up front. So it's going to involve the 4 down line. We're going to have the outside defensive end on the weak side just play contain rush. He's getting up the field. The coverage responsibilities, let me start with that. Job is to funnel the receivers inside to where the help is. So the corners are playing a hard cover too. He's going to get that bump right here, try to force this guy inside, and he's dropping back into his out responsibility. So he has out. Same way on the strong side. Get a good bump, get into your out responsibility. So he's playing the out. We're going to have the weak side linebacker drop into his hook to curl zone. He's playing right here, trying to pick off this slant right here. Safeties in their deep halves. We're going to have the strong side backer drop back into his curl responsibility. So now you have the curl and out on the strong side. Drop it back into the curl. We're going to have the linebacker drop back into the hook zone. So that's how we're going to be protected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys underneath, 2 guys deep in the halves of the field. So let's show you how we can get pressure up front. We're going to have the defensive end get a push up on his offensive tackle, get a push, get a good jolt, and then he's going to wait for this guy to come across his face, shooting in this gap here, and we're going to bring the defensive end all the way around into the A gap, just like this. So he's pushing, then coming around into the A gap, and we're getting double A gap pressure with this defensive tackle, whose job is to quickly cross face of the center right here, trying to get that interior pressure. And like I said before, we have the outside contain in case Newton goes this way, and if he goes this way, we have the contain blitzer with the defensive tackle, and we still have the corner right here in curl out flat coverage. So that's how they can get pressure on Cam Newton this week, and if they can do so with their front 4 and still drop 5 guys underneath and 2 guys deep, the Patriots have a real good chance to be successful on defense. The Carolina Panthers have to be able to play coverage versus the Patriots when they go to those spread formations, maybe trips to one side. And I think if they utilize quarters, half coverage, I think they could have some success. And 1, getting pressure on Tom Brady, and 2, being protected on the back end for the passing game. Now I'm going to show you what quarters, halves look like. And this is a spread formation. You got trips to the strong side, 2, 3, or 1. I'm sorry, 1, 2, and 3. That's how you want to count it. You have 4 over here. So you have trips here, you have the single guy over this way, and we're going to go quarters, half, which means the nickelback and the cornerback are responsible for half the field. So that's why it's important that he gets a good bump. His job, he's a squatting corner. His job is to funnel everything inside, and the nickelback is playing the deep half. Now up front, we're going to have the defensive end. His job is to get outside rush. outside rush on the tackles, and we're going to ask our defensive tackles to play 2 gaps. Just to, in case, wherever Tom Brady goes, play 2 gaps, get back there and make a play. We're going to ask our weak side linebacker to drop into the hook the curl zone. And one thing that's weak about this defense, you have 2 weak side defenders. That's the only weakness about quarters half coverage. Now, some of the strengths are is great versus the floor routes, is great versus strong side runs, is great versus a team that wants to run to the strong side of the formation, to the wide side of the field, and it also gives you a 4-man rush. So I like quarters halves for that reason. And also the free safety is in a position to get to the trip side. If there's a deep pass here, he can get over here over top of the play quickly. So that's why I like quarters half. Now the other backer, the strong side backer, we're gonna have him drop to his hook the curl zone. We're gonna have the strong safety get up, and he's gonna play curl or flat, and we're gonna have right here the corner. He's responsible for quarters of the field. So he's dropping back to deep quarters because he's protected by the strong safety who's covering the curl or flat area, and your free safety has quarters coverage as well. So quarters, half. You're getting good bump on a weak side receiver that allows your linebacker to get into that hook the curl zone right away. You also have your strong side backer, dropping into his hook to curl zone as well, trying to take away the tight end, so you really could banjo this tight end, drop it back to his curl flat responsibility, and it's all depending on the front 4 getting pressure. And when you're the Carolina Panthers, you can trust your front 4 to apply pressure. They've done so all season long, but on the back end is where you have to be protected versus the Patriots, and I think if they go quarters half, they can do a great job of doing so.
The X factor for the Patriots is simple. Their run defense has to step up and make plays. Right now, they're giving up 128 yards on the ground. If they can stop the run and force the Panthers into obvious passing situations or make these guys one-dimensional, the Patriots will walk away with this game on the road. And the X factor for the Panthers will be their 3rd down defense. If they want to have any shot of knocking off the Patriots, they have to be able to get off the field on 3rd down. If they can't do that, it's going to be a long day down there in Carolina. Now, here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For the Patriots, it has to be death by 1,000 cuts. You want to challenge the depth of that Panthers defense by going to 4, sometimes empty sets. Force those guys to expand their coverage responsibilities and take advantage of the 3rd and 4th cornerbacks of Carolina. And you want to hurry up to slow down. You want to control the tempo of the football game. You can hurry up to the line of scrimmage, but you don't have to snap it right away. Hurry up to slow down, control the tempo, and you can knock off Carolina. And don't get outflanked defensively. Like I mentioned before, they are a power running team that wants to run off tackle. Force them to go tackle to tackle, and you can have some success in stopping the run. And for the Panthers in this ball game, you have to make the Patriots earn it. No big plays given up defensively. Force them to drive the length of the field every time with every possession. And on defense, you have to win on the outside. The cornerbacks have to play their best game this week versus New England, and you want to force Tom Brady to go over the middle of the field. I believe that's where the Panthers are strongest in their pass defense because their linebackers also excel in coverage and no wasted possession. You have to remember, points add up. So whether it's 3 or 7, you have to come away with points every drive on offense if you want to knock off New England. I like the Panthers in this ball game. 2 things you need to be successful in the NFL. You need a running game and a great defense, and the Panthers have both, and I think they'll do a great job of shrinking this ball game, and they'll make the Pats one-dimensional. They'll force us to be a passing game for New England, which would then open Tom Brady up to the Panthers pass rush. So I like the Panthers to win this ball game at home over the Patriots. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Panther fan forums and Patriot fan forums for always showing football game plan support.